How's it going, everybody? This is Seer here, and today we're going to be testing out the Accursed team in War. Now, if you do want to see some of the footage of the team performing in Cosmic Crucible, we were able to do that during the Envoy tournament, and I do have that video uploaded for when I actually won the tournament. Now, in regards to the team, they did end up giving them somewhat of a buff already. Basically, Juggernaut's passive, I am the Juggernaut, makes it to where he has a taunt when there's 3 or more cursed allies. Also, they end up increasing the health pool by a small amount. This was more due to the health pool on the test server not reflecting on the live servers. So they end up kind of matching that up. They did also increase Juggernaut's resistance, which if we end up going in game on here, for Juggernaut, the passive you can see on here on spawn, if this character has 3 or more cursed allies, gain taunt. This is actually not working when I was doing some of the testing right before I started recording this video, so we're not going to be able to really see this. As far as the health pool, at level 105 gear tier 19 as a raider, Juggernaut's showing 10.6 million health and a resistance of 114,000. So he has a pretty good resistance stat on here. The elephant in the room as far as what this team is lacking is speed. Satana's the fastest character at 105, and they don't have any of the turn meter or speed kind of reduction shutting down the cosmic heroes outside of Cosmic Crucible. So if we end up taking a look at some of the defenses that we can end up testing into, it's not going to be pretty. I'm just going to be kind of realistic with you. For Updog's side, we have Night Stalkers. Night Stalkers is a fast team. If we end up going into this, they just lap us, we don't get a turn, and we wipe out. This team right here, we have Ares along with the Alpha Flight team. Same deal. Northstar goes very quickly. He ults, gets trauma slow on us, and it's pretty much game over. Liberty's the best team in War right now. Astral is a very good team. Annihilators right here is realistically the best team we can test against. And so far, I'm 1-1. If we end up switching Juggernaut over to a Fortifier, so he has some added protection, we have Striker to Raiders, and this is kind of an RNG type of matchup. So Gore's going to go very quickly. He's going to pop the ult on us. Ultimus, as soon as Juggernaut gets taunt, Ultimus is going to Mike Tyson knock him out. It's really not pretty. So right now we just kind of have to take this barrage. Silver Surfer is using the ultimate. The ability block went into Helverine over there, which is not good. Let's go ahead, pop the special. Now we're going to get Mike Tyson knocked out due to Ultimus. We end up surviving that somehow. All right, so now we have Satana. We are stuck behind this taunt. So let's go ahead, pop this ult. That does end up healing, and we were able to get the ability block off. Let's go ahead and special with the hood. So we didn't get the ability block on him. The hood, if he doesn't get the ability block landed on, then he basically does extra damage off that. We're going to end up popping this ult here, get defense down, some pretty good damage out there. All right, so there's the special from Gladiator. The Safeguard protected us on that one. Let's go ahead and go into Ultimus and ults. We get the Striker shot into Ultimus. I don't want to push Thanos endgame yet. Let's go ahead and ult here. And this is going a lot better than the other attempt I had. The other attempt went miserable, and I just kind of got wrecked. The other time I ended up winning, it wasn't pretty. So you can kind of see, normally when these teams come out, the check is, can they end up beating the Annihilators? The Annihilators is kind of the benchmark of teams that you should be able to beat nowadays. And that special was supposed to bypass Thanos' passive, but Thanos' passive just went off. I wonder if it's due to the Raider portion, so the Raider ended up getting the push on there. That's really odd. Let's go ahead and ult here. The hood ended up just deleting those 3. All right, so Thanos endgame popping his ult. All right, let's go ahead, special here. And yeah, Helverine is fantastic. He's going to scale incredibly well when we actually start getting the 7 stars on him, and and the diamonds on him. So there's the ult and basic here. Basic, lots of shots from the hood. That striker shot just finished him off. So far I am 2-1 in that type of matchup. Now another matchup that you kind of see on defense is Orcus. Orcus is not pretty in this. So if we end up going into the full team, going into Orcus, we are a slow team. Orcus, they get speed up as soon as Scientist Supreme takes her turn. So they basically lap us on here. So Scientist Supreme does the ultimate. Now we have slow on us. They have speed up. Nimrod is free to kind of target whoever. Granted, there's supposed to be the taunt right here, but that would still end up taking out Helverine. Lady Deathstrike just kind of killed us. We are not getting a turn in this type of matchup. So what the 5-person team is able to take out, I don't know. I think this team was intended to use that 5th slot as a plug-and-play character. So if we end up going into one of the more meta defenses, the Absolute A-Force, Odin, and Super Skrull with Ares, we just got Quasar. You need his ultimate in order to remove the battlefield effect, and that's going to basically be the anti-Odin type of move on here. However, Satana, she is able to remove the battlefield effect as well. So let's go ahead, load in. We're not going to use the ultimate from Quasar, so that way we can kind of see what would end up happening realistically, because not everybody's going to pay for that $35 to get the ultimate Awaken. So we're going to start with a special. Odin is taking his turn here. Satana, the ultimate, clear all battlefield effects on this side of the field. Same with the special on here. So let's go ahead, pop the ult into Ms. Marvel Classic. There goes Kahori. There goes Ares taking his turn. All right, let's go ahead and pop the special right here. All right, so there's the ult from Ms. Marvel Classic. There's the assist from Odin. Let's go ahead and pop the special from Juggernaut. Let's use the ultimate here. Pretty good damage in the Super Skrull already. All right, so there goes Kahori. All right, so Ms. Marvel Classic taking her turn right now. There's the ult, and yeah, that did not work nearly as well. So it looks like we would end up needing the Awakened ultimate. Let's go back in and kind of see the difference that it makes, which I don't want this turning into like a Quasar type of showcase. I wanted to showcase more of the Accursed, but realistically, the characters that we have to really slot in with the Accursed team is Quasar, the new legendary war character, Ares in certain types of matches, Mephisto, Null. There are certain characters that could end up working on there. So we're going to use the ultimate here into Ms. Marvel Classic. So we got the trauma ability block, nasty effects going into Ms. Marvel Classic. Let's target Ares and special with the hood. All right, let's special here, get taunt on Juggernaut. Ult from Helverine. All right, so Ms. Marvel Classic's almost killed off here. Super Skrull doing the special. All right, so there's the basic from Odin, but again, we have our battlefield effect out there, so that's going to stop it. Let's ult here. That should kill Ms. Marvel Classic. And let's go ahead, take out Odin. Striker shot should kill him. And then an easy cleanup into Corey. So Quasar, again, with the Awaken on this one, we were able to get that match done, but Quasar's an anti-Odin. Let's see if we can find another realistic one that we can end up using. If we go into Mephisto Null Annihilators over here, and let's try to use our own Mephisto in this type of matchup. We could try slotting Null in here to kind of counteract the enemy. Let's do that route instead, just to see what ends up happening. So Nola's going to end up stopping the enemy Mephisto on here. Then we have our regular Accursed team. I don't know how this is going to end up playing out. I actually haven't tested this one before, so I'm kind of curious. Again, Quasar would be a no-brainer. All right, so there goes Mephisto doing the basic into Helverine. Juggernaut's still alive. Nola's Gore's taking his ult. There goes our Juggernaut. That's a massive loss to this team. And there's the ult from Null. We have yet to take a turn because our team is just so slow. Let's go ahead and special here. All right, so we can't get stunned. I don't think Null is going to carry this at all, though. Yeah, this is over. So again, we'd have to slot Quasar in here. So is Quasar like the unofficial 5th member of the Accursed team? If you are into Cosmic Crucible and you build this team, we're going to have the team fairly high if you are into Cosmic Crucible. So I don't think it's terrible to kind of keep Quasar on this team just to kind of go hunting for, say, Odin's, Mephisto's, these big teams that's on defense. Because if we end up doing the Accursed team with Quasar into Liberty Professor X, we can realistically try to tunnel down the enemy Professor X, I think. Let's see. So we got the exposed already out there. So that's good because Helverine and Quasar both like the exposed mechanic. Now we can go into Xavier. We ult over here. We got the ability to block trauma into Xavier. And now we could end up popping the ult. Let's just get rid of Xavier. Now we have pretty much full control over this matchup. So I think that's kind of what's going to end up happening with this team is throw Quasar with them, have them kind of shine there. And we just lost Quasar. Let's get the ability to block into Peggy. Ult here. There goes Cap Sam. We heal back up. Special, and it's game over. So maybe that's what this team is going to end up being, is Accursed with Quasar. Which, do we hate that? Is that something that we don't like? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm still trying to process the team as far as are they going to buff them? If they need to buff them, what buffs do they need to actually give this team to be like that 8, 9, 10 team in Alliance War, whether that's offense or defense? That's kind of my main question for what this team's going to end up being. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of video to where I'm just kind of doing a live reaction as I'm playing. If you do, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you guys think. Have one for the rest of the day.